hanging holiday lights outside can be so difficult and time consuming, and there's some things that you can do to make things a little bit easier when you're hanging your lights. Of course, we want the weather to be perfect, so the sooner you get them hung up, the better it is, because as the weather continues, closer to the holidays, of course we could get snow and some really cold weather. So you want to try and do it as early as possible. And there's some things we have here at Anderson Seed that'll make life a lot easier. If you're going to go for the traditional C7 or C9 outdoor lights, that's what they look like. This is a C7 bulb. The C9s are a little bit larger. We've got the stringers, these cords with the sockets. They're called stringers. We have them in bulk quantities, and you can cut off any length that you want. So I've cut a piece off about 6 feet, and it's got 6 sockets on it and 2 bare ends, and we can make a string of lights with these, essentially any length we want, up to about 175 feet for the C7s or 125 feet for the C9s. That's if we're using incandescent bulbs. If we use LED bulbs, and I've got LED bulbs here as well too, that's a LED right there. LEDs we can do up to 1,000 feet at a time, all on one plug. And so very convenient, very easy to do, and it's something you can do yourself in just a short amount of time. So what we do is we take our stringer, we cut it off to whatever length we need to do our house with. So you can get up there and you can measure your eaves or measure your peaks, or wherever you want to put your lights, and figure out how many feet you need. Leave yourself a little extra, so always do a little extra so you can cut and edit. But you take these plug ends, so this is a male end, and we can just put that right onto our piece that we just cut off. So I take that, just lay it right inside there. There's 2 little prongs that will cut through the insulation and have those wires touch the prongs. And then there's a little door, we can just slide that right on there. It'll force the plastic to go down over. Push that down. There we go. Now force that plastic, those little prongs go down through the plastic, and then we've got a plug that's ready to go. Just like that. Then we can put in whatever bulbs we want. The first bulbs I'm going to put in are incandescent, so you can see what they look like. And so we've got a clear incandescent, and then I've got a green, 2 greens and 2 reds. And one's going to be incandescent, that one's an incandescent one, and the other one's a LED. The big difference between the incandescent and the LED is the LEDs use 35 times less electricity. So to make that understandable, let's say you had 400 lights up last year, you put 400 lights on your house, and you used incandescent bulbs, and you spent, let's say, $100 in electricity just for those lights last holiday season. If you switch those all out and put LEDs in, instead of paying $100, you'd pay $2.80. So 35 times less electricity to do the same job with the LEDs instead of the incandescent. So it makes a big difference in how that works. So all I have to do is just screw those little bulbs in. You want to put them in fairly tight. The great thing about the LEDs is they have plastic covers. So I don't know if you can hear that, but that's plastic instead of glass. You don't have to worry about dropping them on the concrete and having them break. The LEDs hold up really well. So I've screwed all those bulbs in there, and we're going to plug that in, and it's going to work just like a charm. See how easy that is? We can compare now. Okay, the 2 red bulbs, the one over here on my left is the incandescent, and this one's the LED, and you can hardly tell the difference between the colors. Just a slight color difference, but for the most part you can't really tell. Let's take a look at that. So I don't know if you can see those a little bit better. And then on the green, on the transparent, the LEDs are a little bit brighter, so they're definitely a little bit brighter, but that energy savings is amazing, how much less energy that the LEDs use, and then they last a lot longer too. So the LEDs will never burn out, but the incandescent can burn out. LEDs are much less likely to break, but they can break over time, so you still have to be a little bit careful with them, but with those plastic covers on them, that really helps. So really easy to do. You just screw those little bulbs in, you can cut them to whatever length you need, and we've got every color you could imagine. We also have some nice accessories to really help. Timers for outside, a great way to save energy, a great way to have your lights turn on when you're not home and turn off when you don't want to have to go outside in the snow and in the cold. So definitely use a timer. You can set it to come on at 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon when it really starts to get dark, and then have them turn off at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, whatever works best for you. But you can set your timer so it'll automatically turn them on and off, so you don't have to worry about going outside and turn them on or leaving them on accidentally overnight. And then we've got a lot of great accessories like outdoor stakes. We've got extension cords. We've got digital timers. We've got all kinds of accessories for you to use outdoors, whether you're lighting your shrubs or lighting your house. We've got everything you need to get that job done outside, and you get it done really easily. So there's nothing easier than putting up lights when you can custom cut the lengths. Just use 1 or 2 plugs and put the bulbs and the colors in that you want to use, and also save some electricity with some LEDs.